Basically, you get to read what happened here, and the guy says that she's crazy, and here's her reply.
Quick to label you as crazy when you don't put up with their BS. So, I don't play that. You take 2 minutes to reply to my text, you're done. You don't wait till I get inside the house before driving off, you're done. I find out you're texting somebody else, you're done. Like, all of that, I don't play that. I don't care if we're not in a relationship. I don't play that.
Hey, you guys, and welcome to American Culture. So, now what you just watched was that this young lady got a text message from this man after a date, and he labeled her as crazy. Now, there are two different things that are taking place here. There's one viewpoint of how this might be working out in the dating world, and there's another viewpoint of having to discuss, are you crazy, or do they just need a little bit more information about what's going on? I.e., you're not crazy, they're just misinformed. And so we'll focus on the dating part first. Now, she says at the very end, I don't even care if we're not in a relationship. I expect you to pretty much show up as the man I'm in a relationship with. And like I said several weeks ago, that's one of the major failures in dating now. We all try to call it dating when we never actually get to the coupling stages. There are 5 different stages of being with somebody, and the first one is that infatuation stage. I really like you. Everything's great. The second stage is that reality check where I'm trying to get to know you, like, and I'm seeing your true character. It's that I don't know if I want to be here. Ironically, whenever you really start to require love as opposed to lust, i.e., tolerance and acceptance, most people can't do that. And that's the reason why we fail. If you can get through that and you actually like their characteristics, then you can couple up and start doing things together. But like I say, most of us don't get there. And so we end up thinking like her, oh no, before I can even make the decision of if I want to be with you, you've got to make sure I want to be with you. That's one of the things that kind of made me say I can't really date like that anymore, you guys. I was showing up and guys were like, hey, you want to go get something to eat? I'm like, yeah, sure. But then, of course, I didn't call and text enough and act enough interested. In what? All we're going to go do is get something to eat. But they wanted to see every bit of what I could offer them in that very small time before they thought they could make a decision. And that's just not how that needed to work. And it's not how it needs to work for this young lady either. Through growth and experience, she'll realize that, but that's what we're about to get to. The second part is she crazy or is she not? Now, there's a little disclaimer, you guys. I don't particularly like to say that. I'm not the type of person that's out here diagnosing people as narcissists and this and that. And I don't like that word. The thing is, I think that people think a certain way and those thoughts create actions. It's just the way that the world works. And people who think a certain way do certain stuff. And so, for the perspective of this video, is she crazy? I would have to say yes. Now, I'll tell you there's two sides to that. Side number one is someone's calling you crazy, and that's not necessarily the case. You need information. Now, I will foundationally tell you that it's backed up by knowledge and truth. And when you deliver that to somebody, usually they can see the perspective. Even if they don't agree with it, they can at least see it, and it diminishes the whole crazy aspect of it. I get it a lot when certain things pop up into my mind and I know stuff is going on. I saw something the other day on Instagram where this young lady, she was like, I was in a space and they got up at church and somebody said, there's somebody being unfaithful in the room. And then she got up and left because she called them crazy. But here's the thing. I myself have the gift of knowing. And like I've told you, I've had these kind of revelations. I know where it's coming from. And just like in the Bible, a lot of times when this strange stuff happens, you have to stand up and say, hey, listen, hate to break it to you, not drunk, completely sober. I know where this is coming from, and that did just happen. So there are going to be times when you do have to say, hey, listen, this is what's going on in reality. It's different from yours. I understand yours, but please just see mine and go from there. She's thinking that that's the case, that she has her own thing. But like I say, it goes back to the fall, you guys, when Eve bit the apple, took information from the outside, called it intelligence, even though it was disconnected from God. And corruption came when she thought she became all knowing by biting into this apple. A lot of us are living in that state where I'm right, everything is the way that I say that it is, and I don't really see anything else. Now, with the other example, the reason why people begin to flock to you is because they understand the experience and they understand the truth, and that's what they're kind of being able to, follow. When it comes to something like this, it goes back to before. You need the rules and the regulations to be your own God. It has to be this way because you're the reason why. Whatever experience you've had, these are the reasons why. This is the rules and regulations. It has to be that way. And so a person who came into this young lady's life, unless they were able to a T, follow whatever rules she had, they're out. And even with that, this new ageism, a lot of people view God as that way. Like, if you don't follow this or do this, then obviously everything, God hates you. Everybody who loves God hates you, the whole 9 yards. But that's not it. Like I say, when you have that fallen perspective, that's the same view that you have of people. Unless you do what I say the way I say it, you don't love me. It's very conditional and you're out if so. And this is what she's saying. Now, don't get me wrong. At the end of all this, what's necessary is for her to go to some character development. The rules and the regulations that other people are flocking to, which is why so many women like this. And if you read the comment, if he can't handle you at your worst, he doesn't deserve you type of thing. There's some truth in that. But like I say, Satan sells some truth. But obviously that's a lie. He's not supposed to handle you at your worst. You and God are supposed to do that. Do that character development. Become kind, become loving, become faithful. And all of a sudden you'll find that you don't necessarily need to have all those rules, because the people you attract will have those same characteristics. And our morals tend to guide us more so than needing the rules and regulations. You just don't do those not so nice things anymore. So I would tell this young lady that it's less of less ignorance needs to be there, not in this you're stupid and all this other term, but just less ignoring the obviousness that's taking place of, hey, you've got some serious thinking to do, because what you're thinking is causing you to do things that are not working. And what I mean by that is it's not getting the intended action that you want. You want love, you want care. That's why you're going into it, and it's not working out. And so when these types of things pop up, you do have to analyze your thought process and recognize maybe my thoughts aren't getting me what I want. Have a blessed day, you guys.